All right, Capricorn. Your card is on the outcome there, so I honestly think that's a bad thing. Okay, that's not a bad thing at all. It's good. Anyway, in your underlying energy, you guys have the Page of Swords. So communication is the topic of this week. So for a lot of you guys in your romantic life, single or in a relationship, communication is key. For a lot of you guys, it could be some sneaky behavior. Somebody could be spying on you guys. Could be getting information on you guys, or you could be getting information about someone else. There could be a lot of, like I said, spy work, so they could be looking out and stuff like that, and figuring out some things. But ultimately, gaining information, communication, things like that, that's the topic of this week. The reason why is because of the Ace of Cups, and I know it's upside down. If you're reading it upside down, I've heard that means tears. So it means, kind of crazy that this would come up, and right next to it, right after that, brutal communication that leads to tears. So it may be that brutal relationship. A brutal truth can cause some sort of release in a relationship. Ultimately, this is a healing, right? With release, there's healing. But I feel like this can bring about a new beginning, emotionally new beginning, especially when things are being set straight with this Page of Swords. So I don't typically read reversals, but that just caught my eye for just a second. Okay, now for your current state of being, guys, you guys have the Star. The Star does indicate that you guys, that you guys either believe that you guys do have hope, right now. You guys believe that you guys can gain whatever it is that you're trying to gain. You guys may have hope in regards to your love life. You guys do see the light at the end of the tunnel. But for some of you guys, it may be that you had a peak in your relationship where it's hard to imagine anything else getting better. The stars are really far away and it's hard to reach, and you don't know if you'll be able to touch them. So there's two things that come over here. But I do see the stars renewing, right? This is another kind of renewal card, because after the tower, collapses and everything, here comes the Star, renewing hope, giving back to replenish and heal, and to give back. So I do get the sense that if you are in a state where you don't feel like there's a lot of hope right now, just recognize everything that you've been through. Look at how far that you've come, despite what has happened recently. Look at how far that you've gone to get to where you want to be. But most importantly, if you don't feel like you're very hopeful at this time, it's really important to look at why you're not very hopeful, why you're not feeling like you can reach your dreams. Because that understanding can help you heal and regain hope. Okay? Because you can always argue that point down if it doesn't make any sense. Now, for your goal, you guys have the Five of Pentacles, right? So the Five of Pentacles is talking about feeling like there's a lot of lack around you. And I know, right? Why would this card be in your goal? Why would you want to be in a place of lack? And I don't think that's the case. I feel like you guys want to clear the gap, right? I feel like this lack here that's in your goal right now. I do feel like for some of you guys want to find what's lacking and find a solution towards it. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you want this could either be lack of support, lack of communication, lack of physical touch, lack of anything, right? Any lack of serious poverty kind of concept. I feel like you guys want to overcome this. Because currently you guys could be very impoverished right now, or you guys not very impoverished, but you guys could be feeling like, feeling the bank a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that for you guys. For a lot of you guys could just be feeling like you're not getting the support that you need from your partner. They're supportive, but not supportive enough. They're supportive of certain things. Or there's something physical there that's just lacking. Maybe there's some distance between you and this person, and you want to, to close the gap a bit. You know what I mean? The Four of Pentacles, okay. So the Five of Pentacles is talking about lack, and the reason why you're lacking is because, the reason why the goal is the Five of Pentacles is because the Four of Pentacles, you want to feel like, you want to feel stable somewhat. I feel like right now, currently, you're not feeling very stable. With the Five of Pentacles there, you're not feeling very stable. But I feel like you want to get to a stable place, and you're very vulnerable right now, especially, you feel very vulnerable, but you want to be in a place where you are stable, okay, and you don't feel like you're just dangling or, hanging out in the wind. And the reason why the Five of Pentacles is being blocked right now, or achieving, success from this, is the Five of Wands. There's not a lot of back and forth. There's probably something slowing down. There's not a lot of information or communication here. Page of Swords is talking about communication, right? It talks about, this whole thing is about communicating. And I feel like the reason why you're not able to close this gap or to find a solution, despite what you are lacking at this time, has a lot to do with communication, or not communicating with somebody. Someone may not be responding right now. Excuse me, just blowing my nose a little bit. Somebody may not be communicating right now, which leads to this situation here. But I feel like it's you, Capricorn, unfortunately. Maybe somebody's communicating with you, or someone's stated their truth, and it left you feeling like you don't know what to do about it, right? With the Two of Swords, it left you with a decision to make, and I feel like you already have an idea of what it is that you want to communicate, but you don't know if you should say anything. I feel like at the end of the day, you don't know if this communication or somebody communicating with you is worth the time, but it's still leaving you feeling very vulnerable, very, you have hope. But this communication here is what's going to bridge that gap, I feel. Excuse me. Okay. So I do feel like somebody could have communicated with you, so you're having a hard time right here. You don't know what to do. You're holding the balance. You're keeping the balance here. But at the end of the day, you have to put down one of those swords and handle that. Handle that with your truth in mind, in hand, and ready to go. Now, with your advice, you guys have Judgment. Judgment is coming up here. It's pretty much telling you it's time to act. It's time to do what you've been going through. It's time to put action towards the situation. You've been through so much. I think there's a situation here that is even like, it's calling you to look back in the past. Everything that you've been through, is it worth it? Kind of keeping things from progressing here, right? The Two of Swords is indicating that same thing, right? It's just saying, look, like, do you really like want to hold on to this? Do you really want to just kind of procrastinate? I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to communicate. I know it's difficult to get back with somebody, especially if they're, if this has been a lot of constant struggle with this person in a relationship. But it's a constant tango. It's a constant tango. And I feel like with that being said, the procrastination on your part is probably what's holding you back from being able to clear up the lack that's in your current situation. And it's not your fault, no doubt. Nothing is your fault. But to move forward, you really have to be able to just say, you know what? I've been through so much. I've been through whatever. I need to make a decision. I need to do what I need to do to just so I can just get to where I need to be, so I can be stable, so I don't have to feel like I'm always constantly trying to, push through a difficult situation when you don't need to. Okay, so that's call to action, right? It's calling you to action. It's calling you and pushing you towards a certain decision or certain action to better yourself, to finally cross that finish line and evolve. Because this is a very transformative energy when Judgment comes up. Okay. Like I said, guys, no one is to blame with this, okay? Especially when it comes to communication that's hard to have, and definitely hard decisions to make. But it's all about being brave, That's a hard one. It is hard. Now, in your feelings, you guys have the Nine of Cups. So I like this card because you guys do feel very solid on what it is that you want. It goes hand in hand with the stars. So you guys have the idea or the heart's desire in mind to go ahead and manifest. So you know what your heart's desire is, okay? And I feel like you guys do want to be able to manifest, right? But it's going to require action to be taking place. It's not everything to just have the emotion set. But I like this. Nine of Cups does indicate that you have the vibe in the right area. You know what your heart's desire is, so you're content about that. You know what you want, and you're ready to go for it. And I think that's an excellent card. The thing is, you don't know if it's worth pursuing, right? You don't know if this is a dream that you really feel like you have the energy or the time or the patience to put the effort towards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you want to do, but it's at the same time, it's going to require you to kind of get outside of your comfort zone. Okay, you're already outside of your comfort zone. I feel like that's why the Five of Pentacles is that you want to get out of the struggle where you're constantly, vulnerable and you're always struggling. But you've already got outside of your comfort zone. But the Seven of Pentacles here is really trying to figure out whether or not this is something that you really want to do, or something that's worth your time, worth your energy. You know what I mean? And it's hard to figure that out, but if it's something that you truly want, why not try to go and get it, right? Because you have two great manifestation cards to back you. And with Judgment there, just saying that you need to transform, you need to just go ahead and make that action, you need to just do it. I feel like that's honestly a good sign to just go ahead and take that leap of faith and go out and do it. Hard to do, of course. Now, with the outcome here being the Devil, this is your card, guys. So this is your energy, your power. This is also finding, nothing necessarily finding integrity. But this card it speaks a lot about integrity. It speaks a lot about boundaries. It speaks a lot about power and finding your power despite feeling bound to something, right? It's finding your power despite the situation being against you, right? So I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you may find that this karmic connection that you guys have with someone, if this is someone that you're with, or single, or if you're single, this could just be talking about getting out, and realizing how powerful you actually are despite your situation. But for those of you that are in relationships or already have someone in mind, this could be that this karmic relationship may make you feel trapped because you don't know you can actually communicate with this person. This person may be hard to communicate with, and you don't know if you're going to be wasting your time or not. But you have just as much power as the other person does. And I feel like at the end of this, you may realize that you do have the power necessary to manifest whatever it is that you want within this connection that you already have. It may be toxic already. It may be something very difficult to deal with. And you could put the stop and into it, but it's all about communication and putting it into the struggle, seeing what's lacking and utilizing and understanding what's lacking and going for a solution to fix what's lacking. And you have the power for that, but you have to see that, because this whole situation is making you look at what's lost, what's missing, and rather realizing what's missing can be replaced. Okay, all right. So I'm going to be pulling you guys your romance angels for the week. New love, okay, and this says a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Ooh. So that could be that right there, right? The dream, the wish, whatever you guys are trying to manifest. I feel like it has a lot to do with maybe you guys feeling vulnerable and you don't know if you can really make the relationship work, but you do have everything that you need. You have love, you have a lot of compassion. It's just the communication part of it that's hard. I feel like you do have some sort of connection with somebody, but I don't know. It's the decision to respond, or the decision to have a back and forth with this person that's a little difficult, because you just got to a place where you feel stable. You're currently healing too, because the star isn't just about manifestation; it's about healing as well. Okay. But you're gonna end up throwing yourself out there, right? And it's an iffy situation. But I feel like you guys are going to come out on top. It's just about taking that leap of faith. That's all at the end of the day. Knowing that you've got what you need to go ahead and make that transition. You're no longer that same person. Okay, you're totally different Capricorn from a year ago. Okay, and you guys have here and now. Okay, and that talks about action being taken place, right? And focusing on the present, focusing on what is here, what is now, and not what's later or what was. Okay, and with you guys focusing on what you're doing at this moment, at this time, that's going to shift a lot of things. It's going to help you focus on what you want at this present time. Focus on what it is that's going on in the future, in the present rather. Okay. So With here and now, guys, I really feel like focusing on what's going on, focusing on what you want in the moment, being in the moment at all times, that's what's going to help a lot of the situation clear up, right? What do you want at this moment? What do you want at this time? Focusing and looking at the situation too, not just, keeping balance and things like that. You don't want to just kind of hold on to certain things that you got going on, right? Because it's not going to push you towards wherever you want to be. Staying in one place keeps you in one place. So it's all about looking at the situation, figuring out what it is that you want, and just going for it. Doing what you are, doing you, right? Doing you. Judgment's telling you to do you, be you, do what you feel you should do. Take action on this situation because you are going towards a certain, you're manifesting something awesome. And it may be a struggle, may be difficult at first, but you will find a solution. You'll find where you want to be. It's all going to require you to look at the present, not the future, not the past. What do you want at this moment? And if you want that, go and get it. It's hard to do, I know, Capricorns, because you like to have an idea of what's to come when it comes to certain dreams that you may have. But I feel like this time it's just telling you to go on a limb and make it happen. Alright, Capricorn, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope your reading made some sort of sense despite, my allergies, or not really allergies, me getting sick. Good luck this week, especially with the whole communication thing that might be very, very difficult for some of you guys out there. I have a lot of confidence in you, but I see new love for you. I see your power here. I love this. You guys can do it.